Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the channel. It is Denise Salcedo, and this is a podcast that I wasn't even planning on doing, but here I am. This is a bonus show, and the reason that I am live and that I'm here, it is because CM Punk is officially back in WWE. And this is something that right now, if you are a pro wrestling fan, if you're a WWE fan, if you're a CM Punk fan, I think that there's all of this energy right now in the air. I'm pretty sure everybody's on Twitter refreshing their feed or whatever their favorite social media app is, or you're listening to your favorite podcasters, or just people react to the news because this was something that, even though there had been people on social media saying like, oh yeah, we definitely think CM Punk's going to be at Survivor Series and he's definitely going to replace Randy Orton, and there was all of these rumors and people talking and all of these things, right? And heading into Survivor Series, I was not expecting CM Punk at all. I think based on what had been reported, based on what had been put out there, I truly was not expecting CM Punk here at all. So when I was sitting down watching Survivor Series, this is how I found out. I had kind of the moment sort of a little bit spoiled for me, but it ended up kind of working out because I thought that it was a joke. I was sitting down watching Survivor Series on my computer. Now, you guys know that when I'm constantly tweeting, I'm putting things out there. I am screenshotting. I'm doing all of these different things. So sometimes I'm on a delayed stream. You guys know this. And my husband was watching over in the living room and he comes in. He's like, Denise, CM Punk's back. And I was like, what? I'm like, you're lying. Stop it. He's like, no, Denise, CM Punk's back. And I'm like, stop it. You're lying. So I'm like, fast forward through the little replay after, because after War Games, they did like a little replay of what had happened. And I'm like, fast forward. So I fast forward and I'm watching it. And I'm like, this guy's freaking lying. Like when he told me, I still thought that he was lying. I'm like, he's lying. It's not CM Punk. And then all of a sudden, bam, cult of personality hits and CM Punk is back in WWE, making his debut in Chicago. And I just thought, oh my God. I will tell you, because I'm a content creator and I am a wrestling fan, my wrestling fan side was like, yeah, CM Punk is back. I can't believe this. Like, legitimately surprised. The content creator in me was freaking pissed off because I was thinking of all of the times that I've sat here on this YouTube channel doing freaking watch alongs. And the one time I thought, you know what, I'm not going to do a watch along today. I'm going to just be tweeting and hang out and do a podcast and all of that. The one time I don't do a watch along is when we have CM Punk coming back to the WWE. And so that was kind of like my two reactions that I had to it. But you guys have been here through it all. We all know the history of CM Punk and the falling out that he had with the WWE. And I remember when that whole thing happened, listening to him talk with Colt Cabana in that infamous podcast that ended up being so freaking crazy. And thinking about that, to thinking about CM Punk being gone for years and finally sitting here. And I remember being on Speak Now Pro Wrestling when CM Punk came back to pro wrestling at AEW for Rampage. And I remember just being so excited, like really over the moon. And it was just, God, it feels like an eternity ago at this point. And after that, when CM Punk did everything that he did in AEW, like I was so freaking happy when he became AEW World Champion. Even when he got hurt, I was so bummed out. Even when he came back and he had another go at the AEW World Championship for like a second, I was like, yes, like here we go. Like we're finally going to get the reign that we've been wanting for CM Punk. And then the infamous media scrum happened. The all-out brawl happened. The video that is my most watched video here on my YouTube channel with over 1.8 million views of CM Punk basically trashing AEW, trashing the EVPs, being mad at Tone. I mean, being mad at everything. And when he came back to AEW after that, I remember thinking that he wasn't going to come back. And then he did. And he's doing his own show on Collision. I did a watch along when he was here doing Collision. And I remember just like freaking out about like the little shots that he threw to the Young Bucks and just little things that he said in his Collision promo where he was talking about your favorite wrestlers being soft. And oh my God, it was like this big moment of holy shit, CM Punk is back. This is his show. We're going to get everything and this is all going to be great, right? Like things are going to work out. Like, yeah, there's probably still going to be drama backstage. We're not going to see CM Punk and the Young Bucks. We're probably not going to get CM Punk and Kenny Omega. But I was still thinking like, okay, at least CM Punk has his own thing in AEW. And just when you thought that the story was figured out, there was another twist and turn for that. And then CM Punk was dropped by AEW. He was fired. And I remember coming on and doing that post show here on when I was in Chicago, and I was literally minutes away from going to Collision. And then I get to Collision. Tony Khan comes out, and Tony Khan basically says that he felt threatened by CM Punk, that he felt like his life was in danger. And this was a clip that literally went viral on social media. And it was just like, holy shit, like I cannot believe that I'm in this crowd right now watching Tony Khan come out and talk to the people, addressing CM Punk and being booed in Chicago. Like I have been to so many AEW events and never have I ever seen Tony Khan get booed. It was like this. It was crazy, like sitting there, being in the building for that was insane. And this was all because of CM Punk and what had happened and what had been said. So then he's gone from AEW, right? And I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know. I thought at one point, I even thought that maybe CM Punk would sue. He didn't. He didn't do any of that. And then all of a sudden, these rumblings started happening of, oh, maybe CM Punk's going to be at the Survivor Series. And I remember like having these high hopes. And I remember being really hopeful that it would happen. And then it quickly went away. And I thought, you know what? CM Punk's not going to come back to WWE. Like, stop dreaming, girl. That ain't going to happen. Let's be real. And as we got closer to the date, I didn't think it was going to happen. And so when CM Punk did return here today, I can tell you that it was a genuine, honest to God surprise, even though, and I know you guys are going to be like, Denise, everybody was chanting CM Punk, world's worst kept secret. No, to me, it was literally just people like making assumptions off of things that CM Punk was going to be there. Like to me, there was nothing concrete that said that CM Punk was legitimately going to be returning to WWE, right? There was theories, there was people working up rumors, conspiracy theories, whatever you want to call them, but I legitimately did not expect CM Punk back in the company. And I am excited because as a CM Punk fan, it really sucked to see everybody turn on him. And I get it. Like, I get why people were pissed. Shit, I was there. I saw the whole thing play out, like with the scrum and everything. I get why people were pissed. I get why people turned on CM Punk. I get it. But it sucked. It sucked to see that. And I know that a lot of people who are CM Punk fans probably sucked for them too, because you don't want to see somebody's career sort of end on such an ugly note. And we had, I know I had a lot of hopes for his time in AEW, and we did get a lot of really good moments with CM Punk in AEW, but there could have been more. Of course, there could have been more. We could have gotten this great run with him as AEW World Champion. We could have really see him take Collision to new heights, little things like that, right? And they didn't happen. And I felt bad that afterwards everybody was so anti-CM Punk. Like, that's what it felt like. I felt bad. Like, honestly, I really felt bad. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, Denise, he brought it on upon himself. And I get all that. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm human. I feel bad for people when shit happens. And so I truly felt bad for CM Punk. And I didn't want his career to kind of end just like that, where all of a sudden nobody wanted him. And I remember that Nick Khan did this interview, and Nick Khan had said that, nope, they weren't interested. And I just thought, damn, what a world where all of a sudden people are not interested in having CM Punk back. And that was kind of sucky to see. It really was kind of sucky. And so I said this when the scrum happened, not the scrum, excuse me, the All Out thing. I said this when that happened, and I said this when CM Punk got fired, but I didn't think that CM Punk was 100% to blame in this. I think that there are, in any walks of life, when you have any sort of disagreement with somebody, There are going to be people that are right and people that are wrong. And you may be right 50% of the time. You're going to be wrong 50% of the time. Like, you're not always like, I couldn't see CM Punk as just being 100% the bad guy. And maybe that's because he's a celebrity and he's a famous wrestler and, oh, I'm a fan. So maybe there's that bias that we feel and that's natural. But just knowing just how life works in general, it was kind of hard to picture that. And the whole thing that happened with him and Jack Perry, like I saw that also as a thing where I'm like, dude, like this guy was provoked by that. Maybe he shouldn't have handled it the way that he did, but to say that he wasn't provoked was kind of crazy. So whatever, right? There's just a lot that went down with the whole AEW thing. And so now to see CM Punk having this opportunity, it's freaking crazy. And I know there are some people that are like, oh, he shouldn't get this opportunity, causes too much drama, whatever, right? And I really hope, and we'll see how this works out, guys. Like, we'll see how it works out. I'm not going to sit here and say that there ain't going to be no drama because I don't know. I can't tell the future. None of us can. So I don't know what that's going to look like for CM Punk, what his time in WWE is going to turn out to look like. Is it going to be a repeat of what we saw the first time? Is it going to be what we saw with AEW? Or hell, is it going to be something different where things actually change? I don't know. And we have a lot to get into about this because we haven't even touched on the Seth Rollins portion of this, the Drew McIntyre portion of this, reports and rumors and videos and all of these things that are coming out right now. This is freaking wild. I'm going to get to some super chats, guys. Of course, feel free to send them if you want to get your questions, your comments, your hot takes. If you are happy to see CM Punk back, let me know. If you're angry, let me know. Like, this is a complicated topic, and I know that we're not all going to be in agreement. I know there's a lot of people here that are going to disagree with me. There's going to be people that agree with me. That is okay, man. Everybody's allowed to have a freaking opinion. So let's get to it. Maj Motar says he now has the worst kept secret and the best one. Memorabilia sends in a super chat saying, much love to you from Rory in Puerto Rico. Great work. Thank you so much for sending in the super chat. KW says, Uncle Phil walked out. I expected it to be Waller. Patrick Reyes sends in a super chat saying, prayers for Sean for having to deal with people saying he got worked. I knew the second that CM Punk came out that Sean's feed was probably going to be a nightmare. Like, I knew that, like this, and I think it was going to happen regardless of CM Punk, whether or not he came out, that feed was going to be a goddamn nightmare. It comes with the territory of doing the job. I do not envy Sean in that position. That is why I stick to content creation and not reporting news, unless it comes out directly from an interview of mine, because it is a wild world to be part of. Heel Hammer says, bacon. Wait, I don't chant that anymore. CM Punk return confirmed. Yes, bring the mayhem. It's no lie, guys. Like, when CM Punk is a topic, video views are a lot higher. People just want to talk about him, regardless of, even if people say they're sick and tired of talking about CM Punk, they still talk about CM Punk because he gives you an opinion. He gets people to get an opinion from him. Stephen Marchuli says, Punk back in WWE. Hell has frozen over. He just drove up Mercedes' price. Yeah, who knows what is going to happen with Mercedes Moné? Is it clear that she's going to go to AEW? I don't know. I can't even say that confidently. I think before I would have said that, yeah, like I'm definitely expecting to see Mercedes Moné in AEW. Now that has definitely kind of changed. I'm not too sure. I think that there's a good chance that we could see her go in any direction, right? And speaking of how kind of freezing over, this is a wild image, guys. Let's take a look at this. Triple H and CM Punk right here on the screen doing the pointy finger picture thing. This is nuts. And even Triple H's caption, by the way, Triple H, he tweeted it out, and in the caption he put, mighty cold day in hell. Like, he is definitely obviously aware of the conversation surrounding CM Punk, and we're going to spend a little bit more time talking about Triple H in just a second. Johnny says, soon we are going to hear Let's Light It Up. Who knows, guys? I don't know if we're going to be seeing AJ Lee. We got BB in here who says, how will crowds outside of Chicago react to CM Punk? That is a great question, because I have literally sat in AEW crowds where people were cheering for CM Punk like this dude is a god. And then I've been in crowds where people were booing CM Punk like he was a criminal. I mean, it was crazy. The vast differences that you get in different cities and states and wherever it is that you are. I do not know what the reaction for CM Punk is going to be outside of Chicago, but what I have learned is this. I have learned that to not assume that because everybody says and believes a certain thing on Twitter, that does not speak for everybody else in this wrestling fandom. And AEW fans, while there is a lot of crossover between AEW and WWE fans, they are also very different. And I mean, a lot of people I know at one point, like I think Cody Rhodes even said, like when he came into WWE, he didn't know how he was going to be. He didn't know what the reaction was going to be when he came into WWE. So now imagine somebody like CM Punk that comes in with a little bit more of extra baggage. I guess you can say, I don't know if that's the right word to say it, but whatever. I don't know what the reactions to him are going to be. I think that the WWE fans might surprise us, and I do think that he will get cheered. I do think CM Punk will get cheered more so than we saw from the AEW side of things. I do not know. I can be completely wrong, but that's my prediction for how the crowd might handle CM Punk. Julio Vangal Perez Nuno sends in a super chat saying, collective Stockholm syndrome is wild. Izzy05 says, what was your reaction when Punk's theme hit? It was literally no, like I can't even describe to you guys, like, and I'm sure you guys know because you guys felt it, whether you were watching at home or however you were watching. I'm sure a lot of you are just like, what the hell, jumping out of your couch or just like shock. I don't know. I just know for a fact that when CM Punk's music hit, everybody here had a reaction. You had a reaction. Mine was just like, holy fuck. Damn. And then also, I should have done a watch along. Like, that's literally my reaction. Cadillac Carson says, this is one of the biggest returns in wrestling that has shaken the foundation, the return of R-Truth. I love R-Truth, by the way. But, speaking, of course, we're talking about CM Punk here. It's like, I was just talking about this not too long ago on Busted Open, actually, where we were talking about The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar ending The Undertaker streak and just being like super freaking shocked that happened. That's kind of how I feel right now with CM Punk's WWE return, where I'm so shocked that it freaking happened. Like, I almost feel like I haven't processed it all. And it's because of years of following this story, guys. Like, at one point, you can definitely say that they killed his love. Like, you can say, like, WWE killed his love of professional wrestling for a good period of time. He was gone forever. Dude, I sat in those AEW scrums where he came back and he was so happy to be part of this wrestling world again. We saw him fall back in love with pro wrestling. Dude was out there crying from the matches that he had and the moments that he had. I know, I saw it all play out. We all saw it all play out. And so it's such a freaking journey that we've been on with CM Punk, from his fallout in WWE to re-falling back in love with pro wrestling and becoming all elite. And then all of a sudden, it just shit went downhill. And now shit is going back uphill. I mean, this is a roller coaster. Like, dude, soap opera writers, if they were like, if like the soap opera world was familiar with CM Punk, they would have so much material, start a Netflix series. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in there. Sheldon Jackson says, my biggest concern is the morale of the WWE locker room, because Punk is a love him or hate him type of guy, but also which show will he be on? All right, so Sheldon, thank you so much for bringing this up, because this is a big topic that we need to get into. So right now, there are two things kind of going around, and the first one is there's a video of Seth Rollins, and in that video, Seth Rollins is like super freaking angry that CM Punk's music hit. He's like flipping him off. Michael Cole and Corey Graves are kind of just like, pulling him back a little bit. And Cody Rhodes is just kind of standing there. And that's pretty much what we got. Now, I do not know. Okay, let me rewind a little bit. Nick Hausman interviewed Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins called CM Punk a cancer. And that was literally everywhere. It was everywhere. It went viral. And so you know that he does not like the guy. We know this. Like, he doesn't like him. All right? He doesn't like him. I do not know if he was one of the people that knew or didn't know that CM Punk was coming back. Sean just said it right now on the Fightful Post show that he had heard that some people knew, some wrestlers were told, some were not. I don't know who. I don't know. I don't know if that includes Seth Rollins or not. And so I don't know if this is a work or not. I have no idea if that was like legit or not from Seth Rollins. I truly, honest to God, do not know. Over on the Drew McIntyre side, that one seems to be a little bit more on the oh shit kind of list, because that one has been put out there already that he did actually walk out. So let me read this verbatim here. Okay, this was from Sean, who just tweeted this about 30 minutes ago, and he said that he was told that Drew McIntyre was visibly upset even backstage after WWE Survivor Series and left the building. Now, I've seen the video. I don't know how many of you guys have seen the video on social media, but he did leave very, very fast from the actual show. Like the second the music was coming out, there's a clip of Drew McIntyre putting his hand to his face and kind of speed walking, like not wanting to be seen, and speed walking the hell out of there. So the Drew McIntyre one, I'm fully on board. I don't think that's a work or anything. I truly believe Drew McIntyre was pissed. Seth Rollins, I'm not too sure. And in terms of like morale of the store of the locker room, this is a hard one, guys, because there are going to be people that you don't like. Point blank, there are going to be people you don't like. But there are people that are stars. There are people that are draws. And there are people that you're going to bring in for the sake of business. And some people are not going to want to work with him. Some people might be able to put that aside. I can't speak for these people because I don't know what their mentality is on that. I do not know. JM Melagrito says the need for AJ Lee back in the WWE ring is real. Johnny says dream matches for CM Punk you want to see. So the big one, and this is the one that I think a lot of people are going to be mentioning right off the bat, is Stone Cold Steve Austin. That is the ultimate. Like that's a WrestleMania match right there. It is the easiest story to tell. You got a guy who drinks a lot, a guy who doesn't. You get these epic freaking, you could get these epic freaking promos. Huge star power between the both of them. I mean, the makings of what that could be is obviously that's like the ultimate. I know a lot of people are pitching Seth Rollins, of course. Cody Rhodes is another one. Some people earlier were mentioning Gunther. I mean, there's a lot of freaking people. Hell, you can even say Drew McIntyre, of course. There's a lot of people that you would want to see CM Punk in the ring with, but the biggest one of all, like the money making WrestleMania main eventing match would be CM Punk, Stone Cold Steve Austin, with their story, with the star power, with the potential. That would be phenomenal. I know some people are even thinking maybe even CM Punk Roman Reigns. Can you imagine that? We went from a world where we were talking about Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes for the longest time, Roman Reigns, LA Knight for the longest time, and now we're sitting here on Saturday, November 25th at 10:11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time talking about the possibility of CM Punk Roman Reigns. What is this? What is this world? David Kaplan says, you have been watching WWE a while. Has WWE ever been this stacked with talent? So many main event stars, thoughts? Of course. I mean, like, God, they've always had so many freaking people like in different eras and whatnot. This is just the era that we're in right now. And this era that we're in right now is pretty freaking stacked. But I would say that they've had a lot of talent, a lot of great talent through all of their different eras of WWE. Thank you so much to David. This is from Smitty Reacts, who says Drew stormed out of the ring before Punk came out. Dude like covered his face and just sped walk the hell out, man. If you guys have not watched that video, it is up on Twitter. Killshot3413 just became a brand new member of the DWO. Thank you so much, Killshot3413. Lee J. Robinson sends in a super chat saying, plot twist, Sasha Banks comes back, but not as Sasha Banks, but as Mercedes Moné if she comes back to the WWE. I would like it. I know she did all of the trademark stuff for it. It would be this new version of her. And I kind of like it when WWE keeps people with the name. This one's a little bit complicated, of course, because Sasha Banks became, Sasha Banks in the WWE. She became known in the WWE. That's where her biggest star came to be, was in the WWE. But I do like it, like, for example, if she had not been in the WWE and she was just Mercedes Moné and then came to the WWE, then of course I would want her just to be Mercedes Moné. But she's a little bit of a different situation for sure. But I think right now with God, I wouldn't want to go back and forth with these name changes, but that's what's going to happen. Who knows? We'll see it. That one's a little bit more of a complicated story there. But anyways, Mercedes Moné, that one's going to be interesting. Is she going to go to AEW? Is she going to go to WWE? The options are looking good right now, especially with the changes in power and position over on the WWE side. Like, I truly do not think that the CM Punk return doesn't happen if there wasn't this merger, if we didn't see TKO Holdings and Endeavor and just everything that they're doing with that. I do not think that we would see CM Punk back in WWE without that. Slayton sends in a super chat saying Graves and Cole holding back Rollins was a work, in my opinion. Triple H got in their ear and told them to have Seth react. Seth losing it happened off the air. Yeah, I feel like that one is one that I'm not so sure. I don't think that one was shoot. I do think that one was a work, but dude, who the hell knows, man? I'm not even too sure. I'm pretty sure we'll find out sooner rather than later. KS sends in a super chat. Doesn't say anything, but thank you so much for sending in the support. It's very appreciated. This Hercules says, how long for this to turn sour? Dude, I hope it doesn't happen. I really hope we get a nice, good, lengthy run right now with CM Punk and WWE. And I hope that it's wishful thinking. I know, wishful thinking. I fully am aware of that, but I really do hope that it works out. I really do hope so. Brandon Cavallero sends in a super chat saying, it's def a work on Seth's part. Say what you want about Seth. He's professional AF. Like, that's the thing, guys. Like, think about the situation, okay? Put yourself in their shoes, okay? Let's say you're Seth Rollins and you did not know CM Punk was coming back. Of course, this depends on the kind of person that you are. People react differently to different scenarios. But if you're Seth Rollins and you truly did not know that CM Punk was coming back, would you react that way? Honest to God, would that be your reaction? Be like, realistically, would that be your reaction? If it was someone that I hated and they came back, you wouldn't know. You would have no idea because you would not react. If it was legit, you would not react like that. I think you would mask it, hide it, get the F out of there, kind of like Drew McIntyre did. I think it would be a lot more subtle. Like, you could be like freaking angry, exploding on the inside, and on the outside be like, I'll chill and shit, right? Or handle shit when you're in the back. I don't think that the reaction would be like, fudge you. I think it's a more on the work side. And so we'll see. But that's what I was thinking about. Like, legit, what would your reaction be? Uriel Lindero says, anyone else here to see Punk bring that locker room together and put on 5-star matches in the ring? Nope, just me. Kudos to the Punk stands, though. I'm really excited for CM Punk's return, and I hope it's a good one, and I hope we get dream matches, and I hope we get that Austin match. I hope we get a match with Cody. I hope we get a match with Gunther. I hope we get a match with people like Sheamus, Randy Orton, all of these people. Anybody that's good, I want to see them in the ring with CM Punk. Sven Vig says, you think at some point he trash talks AEW on the mic? WWE doesn't really do stuff like that in the sense that they throw shots. Remember when we were getting so much from AEW side where they were like just throwing so many shots to WWE, like on almost every single show, almost every single promo, and WWE didn't really do that. They've somewhat made some mentions how we even kind of got one today when Cody Rhodes came out and he entered the War Games. It wasn't a shot, but they did kind of allude to All In and Cody Rhodes and his history with that. They didn't actually say it, but they alluded to it. But they don't really throw shots like that. Now with CM Punk, he's a different person. And given when he came back to AEW and he had that first Collision promo, what did he do? He took off, from what I remember, he took off the mic flag from the AEW microphone, took it off, and he threw all of these shots at the Young Bucks and all of these people. He did not hold back. He threw shots at Hangman Adam Page. He did not hold back. So he's someone that you just don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to say anything about AEW or not. We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if he did, though. I would not be surprised if he did. I would say he'd probably be more likely to do so than not. The dead man of RWT, Paul Morales, says, called it last night, dead man for the DWO for life. Hey, man, Paul's out there going like, yeah, I knew it. 2K Universal Elite says, thank you to Jungle Boy for making this happen. Oh, man, and Jungle Boy's still suspended. I don't even know when Jungle Boy's coming back. No idea. He's still gone and out and suspended and all of that freaking drama. Freaking crazy, man. Shelton Mysterio says CM Punk gonna flame out in 6 months to a year. LOL. I hope not. Again, I'm hoping for the best. Blake says tonight made me forget Roman wasn't on the show. Oh man, you're right about that. I mean, regardless of the CM Punk thing would not have happened or not, you still had Randy Orton's return. You still had 2 meaty matches in the sense that the War Games matches gave us a lot to talk about on shows when you review Survivor Series. So you had a lot of meat to talk about for Survivor Series, even without the return of CM Punk to the company. Will Chisholm says, this still don't feel real. I know. Like, I'm looking at the photos. I'm seeing Triple H and him. I'm seeing the videos, and this still all feels like crazy. Andrew sends in a super chat. Didn't write anything, but thank you so much for sending this in. This helps out the channel a whole lot. You guys know I run this channel entirely myself and fund it entirely myself. DNV900 says it was reported on Fightful Select that the talent was told before the match. Punk was showing up after the match. Rhea was laughing at Rollins' reaction. Was she really? Holy shit. Oh my God. DNV900, thank you so much for also sending in this super chat. That's very much appreciated. Okay. So I want to take a second, guys, and talk about what Triple H had to say about CM Punk's return. So I have the audio here. I'm going to play it. This is from Triple H in the press conference, and this is what he had to say. This is also, we got a super chat here from Silvio Valencia Official who says, did you see Rhea's video? She was visibly annoyed. I did not see Rhea Ripley's video. I only saw the Seth one and the Drew McIntyre one. I have not seen the Rhea Ripley one just yet. Okay, so I'm going to play the video. I'm going to play the clip here of Triple H talking about CM Punk because he kind of gives some information as to like when this went down, why he's back, and little things like that. So let's get to it. I'm going to play the audio.
One of those sort of lightning in a bottle moments that came together very quickly. But we are incredibly excited about it. You know, it's been a long time, and in some ways been a long time coming. You know, you could say this about CM Punk. Love him, hate him, positive, negative, whatever you want to say. People talk about him all the time. He is a magnet for that. He is a conversation starter. And it's tough to look past that. And for me, if our fans want it, if the WWE Universe is excited to have it, then let's go. And we'll figure out the rest of it from there. This came together super quick, which I'm sure is why it stayed very tight. You know, there's a lot of speculation. At that point, it was nothing but speculation. For most of the time, it was speculation. It didn't really start to come to fruition until everybody stopped thinking it was going to happen. And then all of a sudden, it was happening. But extremely excited. You know, a lot of time has gone by, almost 10 years, right? And if you are the same person you were 10 years ago, 10 years later, you've messed up. Everybody grows. Everybody changes. And I'm a different person. He's a different person. This is a different company. And we're all on the same even starting ground. So what's next for CM Punk? That'll be interesting, won't it? Yeah, I'm interested to see that myself. I know whatever it is, it'll be talked about, it'll be exciting, and it'll be a thrill ride for the WWE Universe, no matter what it is. And I'm thrilled. We're all thrilled to have him back here and to have him back, cliche to say, but have him back home in WWE. It's where he belongs. This was one of those sort of like.
All righty, guys. So that is what Triple H had to say in the press conference following Survivor Series. So basically, to take from that, this came about very quickly, and apparently it was it sounds to me like it was kind of a last minute type of thing. Triple H seems very confident in the fact that CM Punk might be a different person. I know that's it's kind of hard to say whether or not you can agree with that, only because of the recent events that unfolded with AEW. So I'm not too sure what to take from that portion of it. But it's clear, though, that Triple H feels that CM Punk is a different person from who he was 10 years ago when everything went down with the WWE. And he seems he seems pretty optimistic and excited about CM Punk being back in the company. So, that's something to, I guess, get excited about. We'll see. This is so freaking wild, guys. Like, this has not even set in at all. And the other thing that I thought that was interesting that Triple H said was that love him, hate him, positive, negative. People talk about him all the time. He's a magnet for that. He's a conversation starter, and it's hard to look past that. If our fans want it, if the WWE universe is excited about it, let's go. So there you guys have it. CM Punk is back. It's CM Punk, and he's a draw, and it's gonna happen that way. All right, let's get some more thoughts in here, see what you guys are talking about. And then there's anything I haven't touched on yet, guys, because there's a lot kind of running through my mind right now, a lot of things that I wanted to touch on. I hope I didn't forget anything. If I did, please let me know in the comments, and I will make sure to do that. We got a super chat here from the derpiest of derps who says, I know y'all are excited for CM Punk. Frankly, I'm more excited for Truth. He's just my favorite, and I'm so glad he's back. I love how many shout outs we have had for R-Truth, by the way. Shout out to R-Truth, man. We're out here supporting them. Del Val Bow sends in a super chat. Didn't write anything, but thank you so much for sending this in. This is from Jay Murdoch, who says, would you be mad at CM Punk or at Triple H? If I was one of the boys and it depends on the situation, right? So let's say I'm one of the boys and I asked if CM Punk was coming back and I was flat out told no. I would probably be a little upset by that, right? Now, let's say I was told we're not sure, maybe, who knows. If I wasn't given a clear-cut answer, I would probably be less upset if it was somebody that I would be upset about, coming in. So it all really just depends, man. There's going to be people, because you got to think about this. People have, when you're dealing with talent, in any kind of talent, whether you're singers, actors, whatever you are, you're going to have people that have I don't know if the right word to say is an ego, but there are going to be people that have a lot of star power, and you don't want to damage that trust. You don't want to work the boys. You don't want to do that because you're all in the business together. So it is one of those things where you're like, damn, hopefully that didn't happen, because you don't want to have people getting upset. You don't want to have any toxicity. You don't want to have any of that. It's going to happen. It happens in every single workplace, no matter what workplace you're in. It's going to happen. But hopefully they could at least tame it. Who knows, man? Jesus. I really hope that it works out. I hope that people can at least, you don't have to like each other, right? Maybe you can do business with each other. You don't got to like each other. You don't got to hang out with each other. You don't got to sing Kumbaya with each other. You don't got to eat together at catering. You don't got to travel on the road together. Just show up, do your job, go from there, right? Who knows? It might be a lot easier said than done, though. But if I were to be mad at anybody, I would be mad at somebody for lying to me. That's what I would be upset about. If someone directly lied to my face, then yeah, I would definitely be upset about that. But who knows? I can't speak for everybody. Amir Al-Karani sends in a super chat saying, Denise, in honor of Punk's return, can you yell, it's clobbering time? Oh, that's so terrible. I'm not good at chanting things, guys. Really sucky at it. Amir, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you coming on here. Blake says, Ryback must be pissed right now. Bro, Ryback blocked me on Twitter, man. And I think he unblocked me recently, or a couple months ago, he might have unblocked me. I'm not too sure. And I only found out by accident. I forgot how I found out. I think people were talking about being blocked by Ryback. So then I went to go check to see if I was part of the club. And then I was. And then I was like, oh, that's weird. I don't think I've ever, like before that, I'd never mentioned. I met Ryback actually at WrestleMania signing. I think it was like, God, what WrestleMania was it? Oh, I don't remember if I met him in Dallas or if I met him in San Francisco. I met him somewhere. And he was really nice to me. And then, yeah, a couple years later, I got blocked on Twitter. We got Tajala Inc. Who's a brand new member of the DWO. Thank you so much for becoming a member. We have Sanji who says, if McIntyre left the arena because of CM Punk, could it be because Punk likely got a lot of money and drew WWE? We're not close on a new deal. Thoughts? Well, that's something that, I still don't know what the deal is with Drew McIntyre's deal, but I know that he was working towards that, working towards making that happen. And I was curious now how Endeavor was going to handle new deals. Like I was curious if they were going to give people the money that the people might feel that they deserved, or if they were going to hold back. I was curious to see what that is going to look like. But of course, that CM Punk did not cost $10. That they paid a nice penny for CM Punk. So that could be a source of maybe some frustration where it's like, who knows? I mean, we don't know what Drew McIntyre is asking for, right? We don't know. But I don't know if Drew McIntyre's frustration comes from that, or if it just comes from what he's heard or what he's dealt with I don't know. I don't know where Drew McIntyre's anger necessarily stems from, specifically with CM Punk. It could be just the fact that he's got a lot of drama with people. That could be like the main thing. It could be a thing about the deal. I don't know. I'm not even too sure. I don't think I was expecting Drew McIntyre to react that way, because I don't really know where that stems from. So we'll see what comes out from that. But like I said, I mean, if this was like Seth Rollins, if Seth Rollins would have walked out the way that Drew McIntyre did, then I'd be like, okay, I get it. With Drew McIntyre, I think his reaction came as a little bit more of a surprise to me, where I didn't really see that coming from Drew McIntyre. Dan V900 says, oh, and by the way, Drew McIntyre is a really like calm, nice, friendly dude. He's so like, they tell him what to do, he goes and he does it. He's a company man. So to kind of see him react this way, oh yeah, definitely different for Drew McIntyre. Like that's not in line with what you see Drew McIntyre act like for sure. Like no, all nicest guy that I've met for sure. Dan V900 said CM Punk winning the title from Seth Rollins and being the champ would legitimize it. It's still looked at as a fake consolation right now, doing at the Rumble. Right now, I don't think that the bout, to me, at least personally, it doesn't feel like a consolation prize. It did at the beginning, but only if it had been Cody Rhodes who had won that. I think with Seth Rollins, I felt a lot differently. I didn't see it as a consolation prize for Seth Rollins. And I liked what he did with Finn Balor. I liked what he did with Shinsuke Nakamura. It was all fine. And I like Seth Rollins. I like Seth Rollins as a champion. Dude has fun matches. I like what he does in the ring. I'm a fan of the guy. I do want to see him. I would want to see CM Punk become world heavyweight champion, though. That's for sure. I would definitely want to see that. Damn, this is so freaking crazy, guys. I can't even believe that I'm sitting here talking about this. Like, I wasn't even planning on doing a show on my channel today because I was filling in for Sean on Fightful because he's at WrestleCade and he had a flight. So I thought, oh, I'm just gonna go on and talk about Survivor Series, talk about War Games, talk about Randy Orton, and I thought that was gonna be like the end of the day for me. Like, I wasn't expecting to be sitting here talking about CM Punk. We got Dajala Inc. who says, F Cookie Monster, but it's great for business. Denise Long Beach loves you. Dajala. Yeah, I love Long Beach too. I actually got married in Long Beach. So, and I went to my prom in Long Beach. Kind of crazy. A lot of big life moments happened to me in Long Beach. I love Long Beach too. Although my car did get broken into in Long Beach. That's the one thing that I'm still upset about. I had a Jeep and someone slashed my my windows that aren't even windows. They're plastic. You guys know Jeeps, they have like the tarp someone literally slashed them and then stole all my things when they could have literally just unvelcroed it, opened it, put their hand in, and taken the things out. So it's my one beef with Long Beach. But other than that, I love Long Beach. We got Legion428 who says, this sounds crazy considering, but I feel like WWE is a more professional grown-up workplace, so Punk won't be able to pull what he did in AEW. So here's the thing, like, with WWE, again, there's a lot of powers up there. There's a lot of people making decisions. You got a whole new added layer with Ari Emanuel, with all of their team and whoever it is that they brought in that are doing things behind the scenes that we may not even really be fully aware of. So I do feel that because it feels like this corporate structure, that it might be a little bit better. But sometimes corporate, like being in a corporate structure, also may not work. Like it really just depends on the situation and depends on the person. So I would kind of hope that because of the merger, that it would be easier to control these things and not let things get out of hand. And if talent isn't happy, I would hope that they would be heard from. And of course, they're going to have to hear from Drew McIntyre because he clearly is angry, and you're gonna want to make sure that that is resolved. Like, you're not going to want to let that just completely spiral out of control, because then there's going to be other people that are going to be like, what the hell, man? Like, so what? We don't matter. So of course you need to, but then when it comes to like corporate stuff, they've got their ways, I hope so, of figuring all of that out. So we'll see, man. We got Bucky Barnes, Atlanta, who says Seth Rollins flipped Punk off, getting crazy. Again, guys, I watched the video. I'm leaning more towards that one being a work, but again, who the hell knows? But I am leaning a little bit more towards the Seth Rollins thing feeling like a work, at least just based off of the video. Drew McIntyre, definitely not, but the Seth Rollins thing does kind of feel a little bit like that. Oh man, guys, this is wild. Alrighty, everyone. So let's see. Oh, someone said that Sean just put out another tweet about the Seth Rollins thing. Let me look at that really quickly, guys. Sorry, there's a lot happening, so I gotta be looking at tabs and shit and see what people are saying. Okay, so this is from Sean, who just tweeted out like a couple minutes ago saying, actually, he just tweeted this out like 6 minutes ago saying, backstage in gorilla position, we're told that Seth Rollins had to be ushered away by Triple H and Michael Cole as he was not happy about Punk's appearance. Punk was said to have looked confused by it. At least to people in the area, it was said to be an awkward scene. Obviously, because of the nature of pro wrestling and what we report on, it could possibly be a work. All right, so it kind of seems like maybe 50-50, at least just based off of that tweet. It feels like 50-50. Guys, I don't even know what to think anymore. It still feels more on the work side to me, but who knows? Who knows? We got a lot of people here thinking that it might be a work, but we'll find out. Like, this is not going to be the only time that we are talking about CM Punk as of this moment. I won't be surprised if by tomorrow we're just bombarded with like a lot more information regarding that. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else that comes in before I wrap up this podcast. Let me know, guys. Please let me know if there's anything else that I didn't touch on. Please let me know in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and roll a quick ad. And when we come back, I'll go ahead and touch on anything that we didn't touch on just yet. But give some love over to Miracle Made, everybody. Did you know that traditional bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat? It can lead to acne, allergies, and stuffy noses, and it's just gross. Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning, eco-friendly bedding such as sheets, pillowcases, and comforters that prevent 99% of bacteria and require 3 times less laundry. Through their silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, Miracle Made is designed to keep you at the perfect temperature so you get better sleep every night. Miracle Sheets are the perfect gift for your spouse, friends, or family. Who doesn't want better sleep and luxurious feeling bed sheets? And since these come with 3 free towels, you get 2 gifts in one just in time for the holidays. Go to trymiracle.com/Denise to try it today or gift it to someone special this holiday season. Save over 40% off. And if you use the promo code Denise at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Denise to treat yourself, a friend, or loved one this holiday season. The link is in the description box below. Alrighty, everyone. So we got a couple of super chats. I'm going to go ahead and get right into that. Thank you so much to everybody who is here. Again, if there's anything that I haven't touched on, any questions, comments, opinions that you want to get out there, now is your chance, everyone. Let's go. Screw that it's super late. We're out here talking about CM Punk being back in the WWE. Alrighty. So Amir says, Denise, please yell, it's clobbering time. Damn, that's my second request for today. It's clobbering time. I can't do it. I suck so bad. Amir, the pressure was on, man. The pressure was on. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm sorry I gave you such a shitty version of that. Let's see what people are saying. Kevin Bateau says, at CM Punk's age, are we even going to get the best matches out of him? Well, CM Punk is 45 years old. He had a couple of injuries in AEW, so we're not going to pretend like he didn't have a couple of injuries. He did. I think, though, based on what we saw off of his latter portion of the matches that he had in AEW, damn, I like them all, guys. Like, I love the work that he did. Specifically, of course, the work that most stands out to me is the work that he did with MJF and that dog collar match. Like, that was phenomenal. Of course, that was more of like the violence, and those types of matches tend to be a little bit different. But I feel like CM Punk still has a lot to offer, and he's a smart guy, guys, and he's smart in the ring, and he really thinks about like what he's doing in there, the psychology of what he does in there. We all know that he's a big Bret Hart fan, a big Bret Hart guy. So you know you're going to get those kinds of more of that thought process put into his work. So, man, based on what we saw in AEW and the matches that he did have there, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he does with a lot of the names that we mentioned earlier on the WWE side of things. Kind of like Carson says, not sure if this was brought up, but did Drew McIntyre resign? If not, this can make things interesting. So yeah, this was something that was brought up by somebody earlier just now. And I still don't know like what's going on in terms of like Drew McIntyre and where he's at with his resigning or anything like that. But a lot of people do some people out here were predicting that that could be a source of maybe some frustration. But then again, I don't know if this is the reason why Drew McIntyre is mad or if it's more of a personal situation with him and CM Punk. Because again, I had not heard, at least that I know of any stories where like Drew and CM Punk had any like beef or something like that. Like I did not hear of any of those stories. Unless I missed it. You guys tell me, like, was there any story like that? Because I don't recall that at all. All right, so let's go ahead and see what else is being said. This is from Spen Big, who says, I think it'll be different in WWE because he won't have that kind of freedom. He'll be told more or less what to do. Well, I'm assuming that whatever deal agreement that they worked up on, I'm assuming that that was definitely discussed. I don't know how or if he's going to have any input in his creative. As we know, Triple H has been given like a real opportunity to really focus on the creative of WWE, and with Ari Emanuel kind of making sure that Vince doesn't kind of dabble in on that. So I feel like with Triple H, if him and Triple H had a conversation, there had to have been an agreement on the vision of what CM Punk's run would look like in WWE. Like, I highly doubt this was just a, hey, you want to come back? Everything's great. Let's go. No, I'm sure there had to be some sort of discussion in regards of like, okay, if I do come back, what do you see me doing? Where do you see me? What kind of program? What is your objective? What do you want to accomplish in WWE? I would hope that that's something that was definitely discussed between them. And I assume that it probably was. I can't imagine that not being a topic where it's like, first you mend the relationship, hopefully. Second, you kind of discuss where and what you want to do and what you want to accomplish. Amir sends in a super chat saying, Denise, please point to wrist and yell, it's clobbering time again. Man, y'all out here only because you paid your money. It's clobbering time. I'm so bad at that. Oh, God. Amir, thank you so much for the super chat. You got me out here performing and shit. I love it. Amir, thank you so much. Making my day out here, sending this very generous super chats. Both of the ones that you sent as well. And let's see what else we got here. I think that's kind of it. We got a lot of different people sending in like different thoughts and whatnot. Everybody out here with different opinions about this. Let's see what people are saying. This is from John Collins, who says two things. I don't believe that the higher ups in WWE or Endeavor have to tell their talent whom they're bringing in. And Drew McIntyre isn't the draw that CM Punk is. He is not worth the same money. There are certain people that I think, like, for example, if Roman Reigns were to ask, I think that Roman Reigns should definitely be told. I know that there's different people in the pecking order. I love Drew McIntyre. I think he's an awesome talent. I don't see him on the same level as CM Punk, but I don't see him far below CM Punk either. I don't know how else to explain that, but like, I don't see him below CM Punk either. Like, obviously CM Punk is a bigger draw, but that's just the way that it is. All righty, and let's see what else we got here. For anybody else here that wants to send in their thoughts, I'm trying to get a couple non-super chat ones as well. This is from Rajith Fernando, who says, this is a very risky signing. WWE doesn't really need a guy like Punk back in their locker room. He brings business in, guys. Look at that reaction. Nobody else got a reaction like that. I mean, besides Randy Orton, because it was his return. Nobody's getting a reaction like that. I think that this is definitely a positive thing for WWE in terms of like star power. Now, hopefully it doesn't turn to the shitter backstage. It's not looking great. I know that, but hopefully things get fixed. We'll see. Ugh. Maddie I says, I'm late. Sorry if discussed. Did you see Rhea Ripley's reaction? Not very happy. I have not seen Rhea Ripley's reaction. Actually, that's the only one that I have not seen. I have seen, of course, the Seth Rollins one and the Drew McIntyre one. And let me see. If someone wants to tag, okay, you know what? I'm seeing it right now, actually. Hold on. I'm watching it right now. Does she flip? Did she flip? Okay. So it looks like she just flipped off. It looked like she flipped off. Yeah, she definitely did a flipping off. She flipped the bird for sure. But she seems a lot more she seems like she's kind of mocking the whole thing. She's doing the clobbering time. She's doing like this. She kind of seems like she's mocking it a little bit more so than anything. She doesn't seem like angry or anything. She just seems like she's just mocking the whole thing. Maddie Ice, thank you so much for the super chat. Jake Nisha says, remember the storyline for the NWO returning in 2002? What a crazy Vince wanting to inject his company with poison. Hunter is really doing it for real. I remember when Vince McMahon did that whole, I was a kid, man, 2002. I was like, God, 10 when this happened. And I remember when Vince McMahon came out and had said that he was, I think he even promoted as like, I'm going to kill the WWE. I'm going to bring cancer in. And I remember watching it and I was like, how is he going to do that? Like, what's he got in mind? Am I not going to be able to, I was a kid. So I was thinking I wasn't going to be able to watch WWE anymore. Like, I didn't know what he was talking about or what was going to happen. So yeah, I remember that very vividly, mainly because I thought I wasn't going to be, I truly believed at that time that Vince was going to kill WWE. Keep in mind, I was like 10 years old, okay? So I wasn't very, very bright. I legitimately thought that everything I saw on TV was real. So that's where I was at. Amir, Denise, yeah, it's clobbering time. One more time, please. It's clobbering time. Amir out here got me performing. Thank you so much for the super chat as well. And I think I got everything now at this point. Yep, I definitely did too. I got pretty much everything here. Ed Jones says Triple H is going to be like, I'm going to kill it with a lethal dose. Oh man, I love it. Sean says you was 15. Nope, I was not 15. I can tell you that much. I was definitely 10 years old during that time. Alrighty, guys, that is it. That is the podcast for today. Super last minute, of course, because I did not know CM Punk was going to come out. I'm excited. We'll clearly be talking about CM Punk a whole lot more. If this was your first time here on the channel, please do not forget to subscribe. I'm literally about 1,000 subscribers away from hitting 130,000. I post a lot of content up on this channel from all promotions. I try to even post lucha stuff. I post a lot of AEW, WWE. I try to get what I can. Impact Wrestling. I'm always doing interviews. I'm going to the events. I'm getting scrums. I do weekly podcasts. On Tuesdays, I'm here talking about NXT. On Wednesdays, I'm here with Righteous Reg, and we talk about AEW Dynamite. People really love that show, that podcast that we do. So check it out. It's a real good one. And then Fridays, I'm here to talk about SmackDown. Saturdays, I'm normally here talking about Collision unless it's a pay-per-view. Then I'll be here doing that. And that's kind of about it here. But seriously, guys, I appreciate everybody who tuned in. I hope you guys enjoyed this little reaction pod that I did. And I thank you for your support. And please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. And also, you can check me out on Apple Podcasts. Leave a review if you guys enjoyed it. And that's about it. Thank you, everyone. I hope you guys have an awesome night, and we'll talk more about CM Punk in the pods to come. Bye, everyone.